Okay, I think we are good. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 concurrent viewers, 5 concurrent viewers, 1 like. It seems good. Yeah, this appears to be operational. Good. Okay. So, we got 5 concurrent viewers and 3 likes. Awesome. Okay. Hello. How are you? How are you on this Wednesday evening? You know, here still sunlight, but it's going to be dark soon. You know. Yeah, we got 4 people watching. It's okay. It's good. It's good. Scott Hassel is here. Hello, Scott. How are you? Welcome to the stream. This is a different stream than the ones that we usually do, you know? This is a D&D stream. We're going to be checking out a book, you know, The Art of Arcana. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Mouse Girl, how are you? Welcome to the stream. And Tristan says, hey, JC, I managed to catch your stream before I had to work. Awesome, Tristan, awesome. And Andy Nelson is here. Yarn Queen is here. People will be here. Awesome. Yes, yes. Stream element bot is running. That's good. That's good. I wonder if I can change this. So create highlight. No, insert ad. How do I change this to the? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Scott Hassel says play D&D for years. That is awesome, you know, that is awesome. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of, before we begin, I'm going to show you a couple of the books that I got, you know, last week. Because this over here is the one we're going to be looking at. The Art of Arcana, a visual history, you know. How is the picture for you? Can you see it okay? Colors okay? You know, it's kind of difficult to have all of this thing, but I think it's kind of operational for now. Let me just switch to this thing. Yeah, that's brighter. I think it's better that way or this way. This way is better, you know? I've never played, but I have a few D&D books. Yes, same here. Never played, but I do have a few D&D books, you know? Okay, let me just go back to this. I got these things, you know? Let me just put it here and switch. This is the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. Nice campaign setting in Ravnica, which as I understand is a different like world. So, you know, you get the adventures, you get new people here. Let me just... So you got the guilds, you know, different races, Loxodon Minotaur, Simic Hybrid, weird things. Different adventures that you can do, pressures, weird things. Yeah, that's good. Nice, Magic the Gathering. Exactly. As I understand, that is the crossover with the Magic the Gathering thing. And over here we get Mythic Odysseys of Theros. You know? You get Gods of Theros, Theros Adventures, Realms of Gods and Mortals, different things, you know? When open the books or clipping off the left side to the right just a little, please. Yes. I was just showing this because when this is the main thing, you know? This is the one we're going to see. Just a second, because I think there's a thing with the doggos. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I don't need this, actually. I don't know why was I wearing it. Okay. Hey, James. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So this here is the Art of Arcana. Let me just show you the Art of Arcana. This book is a compilation of visual imagery from Dungeons and Dragons since it began, in 1973 or 74 to the present day. So we're going to be checking this out. Let me just do this and open it. You see? This is the setup we have. Worst case scenario, I can always hide my face cam, for a little bit. But for now, this is what we have. Okay, let me just adjust it so it looks good. Okay. Now look at this. This is from the Monsters Manual, Dungeons and Dragons, Art of Arcana, a Visual History. You see? I got this book from Amazon. It is not really that expensive, The hardcover edition like this, there's a box edition that's like $60, but I did not get that one because there's no point. I got this one and it was $27.49. And as you can see, it's a beefy book, so I don't know. I think it's very good for the price, you see. So this is what we have. You see in the table of contents, I'm currently 60 meters underground in 7 days to die low, building a dark energy reactor. That is awesome, James. That is awesome. As you can see, we get original edition, first edition, the crash of 1983, second edition, the fall of TSR, third edition, 3.5, fourth edition, which a lot of people don't apparently like, and fifth edition. So this is what we're going to be looking at, in tonight's stream. And the foreword is by Joe Manganiello, or I don't know how to pronounce this. This is the guy, this is an actor. Over here you get the picture. This guy was in True Blood and other movies, He is a hardcore D&D fan, And this is like an ad. A 1980s ad, for TSR D&D. And you get like people playing, the Stranger Things, which has helped, to people like noticing D&D. Read magic about this book, Deadliest Dungeons, Sundry Lore, a lot of things. So, the first chapter is called Detect Magic, the original edition. Detect Magic is a spell to determine if there has been some enchantment laid on a person, place, or thing. This looks like a purple worm, So here we are, Dungeons and Dragons. Rules for fantastic medieval war games campaigns playable with paper and pencil and miniature figurines. Gygax and Aronson, the original creators. And if you look at this thing cost originally $10. And now these go for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you got like the original thing, how it all started. You get the 3 books, the 3 books. Castle and Crusade, some pictures, some drawings, as you can see how it began. Some miniatures. We got some sort of dragon here. And you see, we started making maps. We're not gonna read it completely because, it's a huge book and I want people to buy it and have it. But you see, typewrite, like the first part, with typos and stuff. It's just awesome. We got some drawings, Gary, I'd like to try this one once over. Need more time to sketch and perfect. Help. Ugly witch, And this is the beautiful witch, you see? Ugly witch, beautiful witch. Hippogriff. And I was kind of looking through this book, And over here, they take inspiration from some comics, you see. This is an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Doctor Strange comic. You see Nick Fury. And here you can see how they took inspiration. Thanks for sharing, JC. Cool idea. Thank you, Andy. You see? Like Nick Fury over here, and how they put the swordsman, you see? Same Nick Fury over here, the pose for the swordsman. On a horse, here, you know? I think that's Thor. You get the inspiration for this. You know? The Wolfman. A Hydra. Swords and Sorcery. From Tactical Studies Rule. TSR. You know? If you ever wonder what TSR stands for, Tactical Studies Rules. And over here we get the evolution, you know? The evolution of the purple worm. From the first sketches in 1974. The purple worms are like worms that burrow, you know? Over here you get the description. Burrow deep beneath the ground in a constant search for food. They sense vibrations at 60 feet, move to attack. Generally only adult specimens, 8 or 9 feet in diameter, and 50 feet long, you know, purple worms. And how they evolved, you know? Hey Joe, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We just began, you know? First edition, second edition, third edition, fourth edition, and this is the purple worm as it is now. You know? And here we got like the first maps, you know, sample level. And there's even look at this. I was looking at this. This is not like my setup is really faded even in real life. This is like a draft for the Tomb of Horrors, you know. I don't know if you're familiar with that. There's a lich that's called Azarak, and it's pronounced Azarak. If you go to the Tomb of Annihilation module, there's a pronunciation guide. You know? Here you got how they played the thing. Hey, Sam, hey, Customs, how are you? Welcome to the stream. And this is like the sketch for the Tomb of Horrors. If you have the Tomb of Horrors module, which now you can find in the Tales from the... I forgot the name. What is this? Tales from the Yawning Portal. You know, I was looking at my collection. You'll see that this is basically the layout of the Tomb of Horrors. Hey Jason, how are you? Yes, book time. And over here you get like the demon like face in the Tomb of Horrors, you know, from the original designs. All of this came with the original module. This book, like I said, $27.49 on Amazon. It's just a steal. It's a huge book. It got, look at this, early version of a character sheet, you know, with the different stats, the things, you know, the dice. Over here, you know who this guy is? It's a beholder. You know? Different arts. The beholder, the evolution of the beholder. It started like some sort of like moon, you know. Then in the first edition in 1977, it looked like this. Second edition in 89, look at this. Third edition in the 2000s like this. There was not a lot of difference between third and fourth edition, but this is now what we, you know, like expect from a beholder, you know. Most famous beholder is of course Xanatar, crime lord in Waterdeep, you know. There's a book named after Xanatar, Xanatar's Guide to Everything or something like that. I should have my books over here in order to consult, but they're way over there. We got a lizard man, you know, the lizard folk. A dicey business. Over here, you see, TSR. If you remember over here, we got the explanation of what TSR stands for. Which I obviously forgot. Tactical Studies and Rules or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. was it? My teenage days. I still have my D&D stuff, 2nd edition. Whoa. Those things are expensive, you know? I think it was Tactical Rules and Studies or something like that. It said over here somewhere. Well, we keep my teenage days. Awesome. Hey, Beefy Board, how are you? I can see similarities between the Beholder and a few of the demons in Doom. Yeah, well, the Caco demon, the Pain Elemental, they look similar. You know, over here you got like different, you know, this guy is in ambush, waiting for death. Was on the bottom of the brown page. Let me just do this for the benefit of my... Okay, yeah. Tactical Studies Rules. Tactical Studies Rules, TSR. And you say we get ads. We get like a supplement over here, Blackmore. You know, I've heard about Blackmore. Oh, look at this. Mind Flayer. I don't know what this thing is. And, like I said, Azarak. And if you don't believe me, go to the Tomb of Annihilation module. There's the pronunciation guide. It's Azarak, not Azarak or something like that, like I've seen. You know? Drawings from the original module. This is what we have now. This is from Tomb of Annihilation. And look at this. Player sheet, you know? We got some ancient and powerful magic, a chart with the demons, you know, different types of demons, different stats. Mind Flayers, they eat brains. Yes, they think brains are delicious and moist. We got some different, you know, like supplements. This book, like I said, is just beautiful. The Demogorgon, made famous by, you know, Stranger Things, you know, Evolution from 1976, 77, 2002. This is the current incarnation that you find of the Demogorgon. Dragon Magazine. I've read about this thing, you know, but you kind of try to find these things on eBay, and they're kind of expensive. But this is old school, you know. Over here we got some covers of Dragon Magazine. What year is this? Does it say somewhere? Doesn't say, but you know, old. 87, 81. They have mind powers, yes. I don't think I'm going to play it on the channel, you know, but I have a Baldur's Gate 3, and at the opening sequence of Baldur's Gate 3, there's like this Nautilus from the ship from the Mind Flayers that attacks Baldur's Gate, and you get kidnapped, you know, and then you fight a Mind Flayer. It's pretty cool. Threw away so many Dragon Mags over the years, regretting it now. Yeah, you know, these things, art, you know, art. Hey Ian, how are you? Welcome to the stream, you know. We are just having a chill stream, looking at the art of Arcana, a visual history of Dungeons and Dragons. We're still on the original, not even first edition, the original, you know. We got some nice art, you know. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's weird. Some, you know, minis, advertisement from 1978, you know. TSR hobbies. I wonder if there's any mention of the 1980s cartoon of D&D. Of course there is. Just Hang in there. We're coming. We're coming. The boxes, you see? The box sets. Look at this beautiful art. Like I said, $27.49 on Amazon. You know, it's incredible. And here we go to first edition now. Pyrotechnics. It produces a flashing and fiery burst of glowing, colored aerial fireworks. Now we go to the first edition area. All good, just at work. Then see you were streaming. Nothing wrong with the chill stream. Yes, awesome. We got the three basic, books in the first edition format. You got the Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Player's Thing. And now it says Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, I bought that cartoon series for my kids and they loved it. It is pretty freaking cool, It is pretty freaking cool. Look at this art. Games for Imaginative People from TSR. Some of the modules, off-the-shelf adventures. Look at this, a lot of the modules. Let me just get rid of this thing so you can see it better. You see? The Tomb of Horrors. This is just classic. As you can see, this setup works very well, for like this type of stream, or when I'm going to put together like a Lego thing. I have several models coming, so we're going to be doing some of these streams as well. Hey Paul, how are you? Welcome to the stream. So this is the setup I made, and it's good, Sam Hay Custom says, take me back to the mid-90s, when every Wednesday was New Comic Book Day, and every Wednesday night was D&D. We'll play till the sun came up on Thursday morning. Awesome. Just awesome. Good gravy, finally found the sky. Time to go big screen. Oh, good. James is just playing 7 days a day. Look at this. Some advertisement. Some more, art. A Paladin in Hell piece from the first edition Player's Handbook was so iconic to me that when given the chance, I wrote a whole second edition module about this. Monty Cook, TSR designer. A Paladin in Hell. I'm guessing this is the Paladin, and this is Hell. I used to have the original D&D box set. The actual rules and game setup consisted of only 32 pages, far different from today's core rulebooks. Yes. And CDP Media says nerdy things. Yes. Look at this, just drawings, comics. Errol Otus, D&D's realism. I don't know what the hell this thing is. The devil is in the details. Oh, a weird thing happened, from a student that went missing. And someone said it was because he was on D&D and began a whole thing with, associating D&D with devil worshipping stuff like that. Advanced D&D character sheet. We got, this is like a lich. This is a succubus. This, I think this one over here is Orcus. Clockwise from top left. A pit friend, a lich, a demon, Asmodeus, succubus, Orcus. Yes. Oh yeah, there was a movie about that. Yes, exactly. I'm going to have to get that book as well as the complete D&D cartoon series. Absolutely love the cartoon, but never really played the game. It's never too late to get into it. Yeah, like I said, this is not like a playbook for D&D. It's not rules or anything. It's just art, It's art of D&D throughout all of the editions since the start. But like I said, this thing is worth $27. It's incredible. I've been thinking about buying a Cthulhu. I'll show you it on Twitter later. I'm thinking about a couple different ones. Awesome, Paul. Awesome. So more advertisement, Bring a dragon to your classroom. TSR hobbies. The world of Greyhawk, you know? The map from the Greyhawk, world. This is just awesome. Hello, Peggy. Welcome to the stream. Loth. I don't know this monster. It appears to be some sort of spider lady from what I can see, you know? Scott Hassel says, I walk down memory lane. This is just awesome. Caves of Chaos. Some weird art. Mazes and Monsters was the movie. Oh, yeah. And over here we got some, like, there's like a cave or something. My son is only 1, but Kenny can't wait until he gets older so I can show him these books. Yes. Can't wait until he gets older so I can show him his book. Yes. She's Queen of the Drow. Oh, interesting. You see, you can tell the old school D&D player because they got the info, you know? They got the info. More of the books. You see, Golden Age Adventures. The Tomb of Horrors. I really like the Tomb of Horrors, you know? I saw a one-shot once by the guys from the Game Society Pimps. And I had a lot of fun. Vault of the Drow against the Giants. Some more artwork. Jim Roslow's original art for the cover of the 1981 reissue of modules D1 and D2 compiled under the D1 title, Descent into the Depths of the Earth. You know? This is from Tomb of Horrors. When you go down the first corridor and to the left, this thing like teleports or something like that. A mind flayer, look at this. And Joe said, Thomas says, yeah, remember the parental controversies at Association D&D with Satanism? My mom was a member of the Parent-Teacher Association at the time. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that, you know? Leveling up. After 6 years of existence, much of the identity of Dungeons & Dragons was still wrapped up in the homebrew, art lovingly produced by TSR in-house art department. You got more... more advertisement. Thing got stupid and mom had curb stomped the witch hunt for kids playing the game. Whoa. Nice. Dungeons and Dragons. What is this? Basic set and expert sets. Hey Koala Man, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We're doing a chill stream, you know, just looking through Art of Arcana, a visual history of D&D. Look at this, it's some sort of comic over here. You could order the catalog. Pretty sure these catalogs now would go for a pretty penny, you know? Sundry lore, heavy metal, some minis, you know? Professionals always use Grenadier fantasy miniatures in their quests. Nice minis, you know. I'm here to learn about D&D. Well, we're going through we're going through the ages. We started at the beginning. We're in first edition. You know? I did read a lot of the old D&D Choose Your Own Adventure books. Brought them from my grade school troll book club. Unfortunately, don't have any of them now. Yes. Cards, you know. The art of three-dimensional gaming. And look at this. The dawn of digital. The first like handheld thing for D&D by Mattel Electronics. Nice. Dungeons and Dragons video game. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons cartridge, you know. Hey, Miss Ink just became a sponsor. Welcome. Welcome to the club. Look at this. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Treasure of Tormin. This is old school gaming. Vapor says, I bought one of the original D&D books, DM Guide, years ago as a color item. Peggy Bradford says, I started with Zork. Yes. And you had to be careful with Zork because you were most likely going to get eaten by a grue. You know? James Herman says, on the big screen, woo, time to plant pepper plant and watch some JC. Awesome, awesome. And look at this. Like the witch hunt against Dungeons and Dragons, you see? Devil worship. Bad. Bother about Dungeons and Dragons. A bunch of jackasses, you know? And Warheart89 says, hi JC and chat. The artwork looks great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you get eaten by the grue in Zork. Look at this. Totally forgot about the big video game. Blast from the past, yes. More advertisement. And this guy looks like Tom Hanks. Oh. Rona James, Maces and Monsters. And here we get to Explosive Runes. The Crash of 1983. Explosion roofs. When read, the explosion roofs detonate, delivering damage upon the reader who gets no saving throw. Nice. It's a sort of a trap, you know. We get the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Player's Handbook. 1983, we're here. That is Tom Hanks, yes. I wish I could play D&D, but I can't read. That's weird. What do you mean you can't read? And you know, in different languages. Translations, you know. That's an ad for the TV movie. That's an illustration of Tom Hanks, yes. More artwork, you know. Red box inspirations. I've read about the red box, you know. I even think there's a few on eBay that are not that expensive. License to Play, Sundry Lord, you know. Posable figurines, you see. All of the minis. You get all of the minis. Cards. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons from Marvel. Interesting. Viewmaster. I had these things when I was a kid, you know, you did the thing and you could see this in 3D. I didn't have from Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, I had the machine. Shrinky Dinks. Weird. I'm illiterate. Oh, sorry, Beefy. You can always work on that, you know. Viewmaster, love those, yes. You know, step by step. And this is what Jason was, you know, asking about. Karen says, hey JC, have to go to bed soon, but this is great and still watch on YouTube tomorrow. I feel I've left a like. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Thank you for watching and for leaving the like. This is, you see, the animated series. Viewmaster, that is a blast from the past, says Mouse Girl. Yes, exactly. There you go, you see? We got the cartoon. You remember they entered this and were teleported to like the world of the Dungeons and Dragons. There's the Dungeon Master. This was the main antagonist, you know? And this is a game, apparently. Interesting. I have the DVD of Dungeons and Dragons. Yes. This was epic. I watched this when I was a kid, you know? And Beefy Board says, joking by the way. I had a feeling you were kind of joking because you were, like typing. Look at this, all of the things. Jason and Max just tipped 10. Thank you very much for reminding me of my childhood. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for the Stream Elements tip. It allows me to buy the nerdy things, like this. This is the final product of all the donations and the nerdy things. And like I said, if you think this book is good, I'm watching the Amazon page right now. $27.49 for the hardcover edition. This one, it's just incredible. And Kenneth House says, "Hey JC, I grew up playing D&D with the original prints of several of these books. They were only hand-drawn black and white illustrations back then." Yeah, we saw that like over here, in this area. You can then, when this is done, you can go back and watch the beginning. But yeah, we saw that era, of the D&D thing. Dragonlance. I've heard they're thinking about bringing Dragonlance to 5e. There's going to be like a Dragonlance module possibly like next year or something like that. Wow. Look at this. Original and finished, This book, like I said, it has everything, It has from the beginning, like the original modules, the original things, how it began. And now I believe we are in first edition here. Scott Hassel says, "Gotta go. Thanks for the look at your books. It made me want to dig out the books from storage. Unfortunately, my wife was never interested in playing." It's okay, Sometimes you just can watch it from the nostalgia. And Mouse Girl says, "JC, this is such a cool idea. Thanks for sharing your book with us." Thank you, Mouse Girl. "I have the books and I love the cartoons," says Peggy Bradford. Yes. "You have to read the Dragonlance books. They are great," says Vapor. Yes. "Plenty of online resources to play these days." Exactly. Look at this. A Keith Parkinson painting of the 1985 Dragonlance calendar alongside an earlier concept sketch. This iconic image of a flying citadel would be reused for several future products, including the module cover for Dragons of Desolation. Where is this, a lich? It's for the adventure module Dragons of Dreams. No, it's not a lich, it's just like a jackass. And Mouse Girl says, "I'm reading the Dragonlance books." Yes. Joseph Thomas says, "A little known fact I came across in my theology studies. Tiamat, the five-headed dragon from D&D, yes, Tiamat is actually the name of the Sumerian goddess of creation." Interesting. And Karen says, "We used to have a group of guys who used to play D&D in our local pub on Sunday afternoon. Great to watch when the pubs were open." Yes. Dragonlance, you see? Like the modules over here. The first 12 Dragonlance adventure modules, released between 1984 and 86. Look at this artwork. And like you get the character cards. It's just, I don't know. Unearthed Arcana, Legends and Lore. Oriental Adventures. Isn't Tiamat a dragon? In D&D, yes. Look at all these things. And Ken says, "Beautiful." Yes, I agree. Dungeon. This is the magazine, Issue number 1. 375. The Temple of Elemental Evil. You got some, like maps. A male trying to multitask, Hellgate opening. Yes, I stand by the belief that the most fun you can have in D&D involves the throwing of fireballs in small rooms. I agree, you know, you just detonate the fireball and everything goes kaboom. Some maps, you know, on paper. Really faded, but old school, you know. Three-headed dragons, I believe, goddess of dragons. Dragons are so incredible, yes. Or five-headed dragon. I think Tiamat might be five-headed. I don't know, I could check on the Rise of Tiamat module I have. It was like copied, you know, when like one of those blueprints, you know, with the bluish, you know, pigment. Manual of the Plains. A pinball machine of Dungeons and Dragons. Some map, the Forgotten Realms. Current setting, you know. Crystal Shard, Forgotten Realms, some comics, territorial expansion. Look at this. This is the guy I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. This is the crime lord of Waterdeep, Xanatar, from Xanatar's Guide to Everything. You know, he's a beholder. He's a bit of a jackass also. Is everything looking good? Yes, everything is looking good. Tiamat in D&D is the five-headed dragon, each head a different elemental dragon. Look at all of this artwork. The ruins of Under Mountain. This is in Waterdeep, Under Mountain. There's a module in 5e called something of the Mad Mage. What was it? Dungeon of the Mad Mage. 10 dungeons in Under Mountain. Karen says I have a genuine dragon skull. Yes. Nox says, hi JC, good to finally see you on cam. Looking good, buddy. Thank you, Nox. We're doing a chill stream, you know, looking at this book that I got. The Art of Arcana, a visual history of Dungeons and Dragons. It is a huge book. It is in Amazon for $27. It's crazy. Are you enjoying your vacation so far? Yes, I'm looking at D&D, you know. You enjoy the vacation when you look at D&D. And Beefy Board says Luke Skywalker. I have no idea. No, this is not Jedi related. Vapor says I have that module. Yes. How does a beholder start an argument? Now see here. Hushpon. Hashtag pon. Idris. I don't know these guys. Some sort of White Walkers or something like that. You know? From the beginning. 2007. 2012. I don't recognize these guys. Boxes of Gold, Forgotten Realms, map. Oh, look at this. This. Someone looked like Luke before. Someone looked like Luke. Let me just go back real quick. Oh, this guy. Yeah, you're right. It has like an air. It looks like a Luke Skywalker. Good eye. Good eye. That is a famous hero, says Vapor. Driss is a drought MC in a series of books. He's from the Forgotten Realm stories. And James Herman, out of the blue, says, hey JC, just curious, do you own any firearms? No, I do not. I own a big-ass machete and a crossbow. No firearms. Look at this. These are screen grabs from the Commodore Amiga version of Pool of Radiance, including a digitized version of the Clyde Caldwell box cover art. You see, this one. From the Commodore Amiga. This is old school, you know. You got the Commodore 64 and the next version, you know, like when we moved to, I guess, 16 bits, Commodore Amiga. And you got the Atari 800 XL and the 65 XL and the 130 XE, sorry. And then you get the Atari ST. You know? I remember the fight between the Atari ST and the Commodore Amiga. Isn't that Tannis half elven? I don't know, Peggy, I don't know. I'm relatively new to this D&D stuff, you know, I'm still learning a lot. And Andy Nelson says, oh yeah, the 1000 Orcs novel with Driss is great. And Joe Satomi says, you have to get the Driss stories, they are excellent, can't believe you never read them. I'm a noob in this thing, you know. Peggy Bradford says, I had that game. Look at this thing. It looks a little bit like Gauntlet, you know. And here we are on the 2nd edition, you know. Do Orden, says Heart Attack Jack. The author R.A. Salvatore. He's a prolific Forgotten Realms and D&D writer. I think I recognize the name, you know. Now we go to 2nd edition. And Polymorph Self. When this spell is cast, the wizard is able to assume the form of any creature, from as small as a wren to as large as a hippopotamus, and its form of locomotion as well. The core books in 2nd edition. The Monstrous Compendium, Dungeon Master Guide, and Player's Handbook. You see? I remember the C64 and Atari ST, epic hardware for the time. Yes, Koala Man. It was just old school gaming, you know? Old school gaming. AD&D 2nd edition. This is when they will calling it Advanced Dungeons and Dragons still. You know, I was reading through this, you know, they dropped the name like in 1 or 2 editions, I don't know. A character sheet, you know. This guy has good handwriting. One of the biggest innovations of the 2nd edition rules was the wide adaptation of the concept of THAC0, the to hit armor class 0, I remember. Gone were attack matrices and to hit charts of the past, replaced by a single number that could be used on the fly to determine the success of an attack. Spelljammer, you know? I believe this is where first the Nautilus ships of the Mind Flayers appeared. I could be mistaken, but I was doing some research when I saw the trailer for Baldur's Gate 3, you know, about the Nautilus ships. And like I said, when I did that research, I believe I found out that in the Spelljammer saga or series, you know, which is D&D, like they could fly between worlds, they used the Nautilus ship. The Dritz series is the greatest I've ever read. Still have all the books. I'm gonna have to look into that. Oh, look at this. The Mind Flayer. You see? This is what the Mind Flayer looked in the original edition. If you ask me, he looked like a jackass. You see? Like a surprise squid. This is in 1st edition, even more looking like a jackass. In 2nd edition, 1993, he looked like he was about to, I don't know, sell you something. 3rd edition, more similar to the thing we know. 4th edition and 5th edition, you see? This is Strahd, this is Ravenloft. Left Clyde Caldwell's 1983 cover of the original Ravenloft module by Tracy and Laura Hickman. Strahd, you know? The Curse of Strahd is one of my favorite D&D models that I have just really got into it. It's just awesome, you know? I love the gothic horror. Joe Satomi says the D&D publisher had a contest through Dragon Magazine. They wanted a new D&D world. R.A. Salvatore won, and he ended up writing not just the Forgotten Realms source book, but the Dritz novel. I'm going to look into that, you know? I don't know who this lady is. The title screen for SSI's 91 release of Neverwinter Nights. Oh, this is for Neverwinter. I played the Neverwinter games, you know. Oh, look at this. A dragon. Original edition dragon. He also looked like a jackass, if you ask me. First edition, still looking a little bit like a jackass. Second edition, much better. Second edition, good. Third edition, yes. Fourth edition, fifth edition, red dragon, you know. Dragons come in many colors, sizes, shapes, and alignments. The red dragon is usually found dwelling in great hills or mountainous regions. As with other of his species, they make their lairs in subterranean caves and similar places. They are very greedy and avaricious. Of all evil dragons, this sort is the worst, save for Tiamat herself. More, you know, like advertisement. The new easy to master Dungeons and Dragons. Some, what are this? Collectible trading cards. Interesting. Let me just get rid of this. You see? A Beholder, Zorn, Fearbog. Very, very nice. Oh, come on. There. What is this guy? Fighting some sort of chromatic dragon or something like that? I don't know. Dark Sun. I've also heard about Dark Sun. They had like a... The red dragon obviously comes from Wales, says Karen. Yeah? I've seen things about Dark Suns, you know. They had this aesthetic, you know, like very muscular. It reminds me of you know, like the Conan the Barbarian drones. Those drones looks amazing, indeed. Now look at this, Conan the Buccaneer. You see? My father had this book, and I remember this. She thick, says Canos. Yes. But see, this is the aesthetic of Dark Sun. You know, different D&D settings. Gary Gygax based a lot of his D&D mythos on J.R.R. Tolkien's works. Well, stands to reason. The City of Brass. Oh, look at this. The Legacy. R.A. Salvatore. A lot of professional artists got to start doing D&D work. Yes, yes. You see, we get the books. The best-selling Forgotten Realms novelist debuts in hardcover. And Andy Nelson says, you ain't kidding, Canis. Yes. Gen Con, where it all began. I've heard about Gen Con. You know, once the world kind of goes back to semi-normal, I would like to go to some of these cons. They seem to be a lot of fun. Death by Snoo. Yes, exactly. Futurama reference. Oh, look at this. Dungeons and Dragons. Power of Doom. Awesome. Just awesome. Dark Sun also had different rules for the D&D play. Yeah. No, never played Dark Suns, you know. I know it just by name. This is from Capcom. This is a game. Interesting. Sorry. Planetscape. What is this? A highly stylized interior illustration of the Lady of Pain. This over here is the Lady of Pain. And over here we got illustrations of Visions of War. Mix his signature quirky characters with the dark realities of Planetscape. Planetscape box set, Hellbound, The Blood War. This guy is just, I don't know. And Don Mac Pixarello says so much retrowave cyberpunk vibes. Yes. And here we go to the fall of TSR. You know, like I said, I haven't read this, but I know that they had some problems. They got bought or something like that. I don't know. I have to get into the history of TSR. The Big Beast interposing hand spell creates a man-sized to gargantuan-sized magical hand that appears between the spellcaster and his chosen opponent. This disembodied hand then moves to remain between the two, regardless of what the spellcaster does and how the opponent tries to get around. Nice. And Jason says, just seeing YouTube has all 27 episodes of the cartoon series, including a radio play of the 28th final episode that was never produced. That is awesome, you know? That is awesome. And Karen says, night all, go to bed. Work tomorrow. We'll catch up on YouTube. Okay, see you later, Karen. Don't worry, the video is going to be up in its entirety as soon as YouTube is done processing. TSR marks its 20th anniversary in 1995 with revised versions of the 2nd edition core AD&D rulebook under new and more austere trade dress. The release not only dropped the term 2nd edition from its emblem, but would also have the dubious distinction of being the only version of the D&D logo after 1983 not to disguise a dragon breathing fire in its ampersand. Gary Gygax's biographic is tragic. He got screwed over so bad. Yeah, like I said, I have not read that, in detail, but I know there were some problems. We got some people over here, some lizard folk dead over there. And we got Dragon Dice, Battlegrounds, Dice Commandment. I don't know what this is. TSR, 20 years of TSR, you see? You see? It's nice. Some box sets, the complete starter set. First quest. Turn on the technology. Interactive audio CD adventures and complete game. I bet you a lot of people thought I looked like this, But, it's okay. Nerds come in all shapes and sizes. If you don't believe me, remember that the foreword of this, look at this, look by who is written, This guy, This is one of my people, Nerds. And Joe Fan said, Switch managed to catch you live. Yeah, Gygax got the chef and the WOC charge changed the game so much. Yeah, Wizard of the Goats. Yeah. And Ken says, definitely not. Well, a lot of people leave comments, You see? Ravenloft, Dragonlance, Spelljammer, Greyhawk, Dark Sun. All the different settings. Campaign crazy. The Labyrinth of Madness. Nice. Birthright campaign setting. Never heard about this one. 1995 Birthright box set and its original cover painting of the 1996 Zurich Highlands expansion set. Gygax wrote other games other than D&D. For example, he wrote one huge game called Legendary Adventure where he went out of his way not to duplicate any terminology found in D&D. And Joe Fan says Greyhawk was and still is to me the best. CD-ROM core rules. Generate new character, Now in cyberspace on AOL, Cutting edge. Look at this. Beholder. This guy must be senator? opposite. Monsters Arcana, Tyrant Supplement. Oh no, it's just a beholder. I don't know if it's a beholder or if it's something different. It's kind of veiny. By the way, where are Gladys and Mike today? Well, they're not here, you know, they don't live in the real world, they live in the zombie apocalypse. So that's why you don't hear from them. I always loved the old magazines and comic book ads, says Jason. Being an old school comic book nerd, they always bring back memories. Yes. The Infinity Engine. Baldur's Gate. You see? Baldur's Gate, Shadows of Icewind Dale. Planescape Torment. Games, you know? D&D games. And you know, more advertisements. Simplify. The books, the CD. Screw the CD. I like the books, you know. White Plume Mountain. What is this? The 2000 AD&D Adventure Module Die Vegna Die. Is this related to the Hand of Vecna? And now we come to Reincarnation, the 3rd edition, you know? Reincarnation. With this spell, the character brings back a dead creature in another body, provided death occurred no more than 1 week before the casting of the spell, and the subject's soul is free and willing to return. Monster Manual. What is this? Cards? Conventions Manual. I enjoyed playing the Baldur's Gate video game. Yes, it was pretty cool. I played the Neverwinter Nights. And I think I played one of the Baldur's Gate. I don't remember. Well, and I have now the third one. And Joe Fan says, yes, Vecna's eye and hand are artifacts of great power. Yes. Look at this player handbook. Dungeon Master's Guide. And if you've been watching from the beginning, we've been streaming for over an hour. This book, this huge book on Amazon is $27.49. It's a steal, if you ask me. Absolutely a steal. What do we have over here? Aesthetic shift towards characters that seem lived in and practical from an inward perspective. The right equipment, you see? The Orc. I was always Dungeon Master, says Peggy Bradford. Nice. The Orc, you know, started looking like a jackass. First edition. In second edition, started looking a little bit shady. Back to the roots. And over here we got 4th edition and 5th edition. A lot of art, you know. This guy, I recognize this guy. This guy is what are they called? I forgot. Jinx? No. Well, it's like the worm that has like the 4 eyes, you know, 4 arms. I know these guys. Crick? Something like that, you know? Where is my Tordak, says Glenn Bradford. I wonder if Bernie Wrightson ever did any illustrations for D&D, my all-time favorite comic book artist. I don't know, man. I don't know. Greek? I think it's a Greek. We got a big-ass spider. We got people with the treasures while the spider is attacking, you know? This lady over here is, whoa, big-ass spider. And this is money. And over here there's a dragon. You know? Just for good measure. like chaos, chaos all around. Hey Isaac, how are you? We're having a chill, Wednesday stream, looking at this book, The Art of Arcana, a visual history of Dungeons and Dragons that I got, a couple of days ago. I've been streaming for an hour. We are now at third edition, like the people, more realistic drawings, of the people. What is this? Like some sort of drunk guy. You can tell because of the red nose. Black and White, The Return, Part 5 of 6. This is like a comic book. Fantasy adventure board game. And Joe says there is a novel called Orcs, half disturbing, half humorous. Author wanted to write a story where the orcs won for once. The Living Dead. What? Zombies? Zombies. It always ends up in zombies, Third edition dragons. We get a lot of dragons, We got this guy running around, big ass dragon. These gutting broom illustrations from Dungeons magazine show the priestess of Loviatar, this lady over here, controlling a devourer, this jackass over here, you see? Land behind the silver screen. I found no single redeeming feature in the D&D movie. Even the special effects weren't special. Gary Gygax. If it's the same D&D movie I'm thinking, yeah, it was just bullcrap. And look at this. Simpsons. Movie Monster Manual. Gary Gygax as depicted. Oh no, it's Futurama. Gary Gygax in Futurama. Dragon Magazine. A free battle map. Wow. Neverwinter Nights. I just say I play this game. You need to get the books Gygax wrote. Gore the Rogue series is outstanding. I'm getting my collection. Don't worry. I'm starting from the top, from 5th edition, and I'm going to work my way towards. What are these halflings? Towards the good stuff. And so we came to Simulacrum 3.5 and DDM. I don't know what DDM stands for. Simulacrum creates an illusory duplicate of any creature. What is DDM? Oh, the Dungeons and Dragons miniature game, or DDM, on 3.5. The 3 basic books again. Nice. Some miniatures, you see? Miniature handbook. Weird. The Dungeons and Dragons game is a game of imagination, but it's also a game of tactics and strategy. Miniatures and a battle grid provide the best way to visualize the action. The Roper. Oh, this is the jackass we saw at the beginning of the book. The Roper. He looks like a bad extra in a horror movie, Oh, I've seen these guys. This is what it looks like now in 5th edition. I've seen these guys. Like in the Monster Manual or something. Got a big fight over here. This lady is not wearing a lot of armor, Handmade into Loth. Which one? Like one of the ones we saw over here? In my opinion, Wayne Anthony Reynolds is the defining artist of Eberron. I have the 5th edition book Eberron Rising from the Last War. That's the roper. Oh, the roper, yes. Handmade into love, the roper, yeah. We had miniatures and I had to paint them. That is awesome, you know? Painting miniatures, pretty awesome. Oh yeah, he looks like Slimer. I thought that as well. We got some battles over here. More people fighting, I don't know. Regdar. Pre-generated character sheet from the 2008 basic game. Just bought the book. Should be coming Saturday, says Jason. I don't think you'll regret it, bro. You know, for $27, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. The full cinematic painting of the 2005 Forgotten Realms product Mysteries of the Moonsea. Mods, multi-user dungeons. These things are still around today, you know. In fact, I have a character in one that's level like 70. I've been thinking about making like a video of this and like putting images of the monsters we fight. I'm thinking I'm going to do that, you see. Mods, multi-user dungeon. I played this in college. Like I said, they're still around. And I have like a level 70 character on one of them. Yeah, it is a great deal, Jason. I agree. And Joe says to Peggy Bradford, I painted miniatures for my friends. I like the hobby. They like the way they look when completed. But I never used them myself. And Ken says, please do. Yes, we will. We will. Dungeons and Dragons Online. Stormreach. Combat improves when you add a mouse. You see? You use the mouse, combat improves. And Joe Fan says, a great series is the Answin Dale trilogy and the books about Dritz Do'Urden. They incorporate the AD&D very well into the storyline and follow the monster manual entries. Nice. Hey Michael, how are you? Welcome to the stream. The vids, I mean. Yes, the video. We will do. And so we come to the 4th edition, which for some reason a lot of people apparently hate it. I don't know. It's what I take from my research into D&D. Maze. You manage a creature that you can see within range into a labyrinthine demiplane. The target remains there for the duration or until it escapes the maze. I shouldn't say I didn't use D&D miniatures. I painted it and used Battletech miniatures. Oh, Battletech. Awesome. So D&D 4th edition, you know? 8 years since the publication of 3rd edition. 5 years since the bug fix point release of 3.5. JC the hand model, yes. This page is spent the last 3 years getting ready for the next fight. You see? Fighting over here. Dark Sun campaign setting. As much as I love the art from each edition, it needs to be refreshed with a new style for a new gamer, just like the mechanics. Interesting. Got some people over here. The demonic and often cursed tieflings. Yeah, this guy over this one over here is a tiefling. The book looks beautiful. It really is beautiful, you know. The party getting the monies, yeah. Fresh eyes. Wayne Reynolds' Eye of Flame Beholder above uses design inspiration for the art study. You see? An art study. What is this thing? The later Heroes of the Elemental Chaos supplements featuring the promise of grand displays of action. The Owlbear. If you got the Rime of the Frost Maiden, campaign book that came out a few months ago. The main antagonist is the Frost Maiden, Oriel. And one of the forms she takes, the first form is it's an owl bear, you know, which look pretty basic in the original edition. And this is 4th edition. This is what it looks like now. Yes, Paul, the artwork is beautiful. Some D&D games. Big fight over here. Bears are scary enough. That's terrifying. I agree. Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide. Dungeons and Dragons, Roger DeVito. This is like a comic book. Starter set. See, this one. 1983 basic rules above, shown next to the 2010 counterpart, right. The 1983 version promises this game requires no game board, whereas the 2010 version, based on the complex 4th edition rules, depends heavily on miniatures and grid maps. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people don't like... Oh, look at this! Chevy Chase. You see? D&D. Got a map over here. Forgotten Realms campaign guide. Sequence of play. Bears that see better at night when you can't even with a torch. Yeah, not something I would want to run into the dark forest. Yes, all bears. Yeah. Lords of Waterdeep. Oh, look at this. Dungeons and Dragons, Legend of Drizzt. You know, let me just, I don't know if you can see, Legends of Drift. In order to do this properly, I would need like stream on 4K, you know, but I think it's good what we're doing here. You can see the artwork. We get a Mind Flayer over there. And so we come to 5th edition, you know, which is where I got on board. Wish. Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. And Peggy Bradford says all bears are tough. And over here we got this is like a lich. It's Azarak, the Archlich, you know. Oh, I never knew it was Azarak on the Dungeon Master Guide, you know. And Ithilith, also known as Mind Flayers. Exactly. All of this in 5th edition started in 2014. D&D Encounters. DungeonsandDragons.com. Nice. You see, we get the red dragon over here. Curse of Strahd, like I said, my favorite D&D campaign. And there we go, Strahd, you know. Original. He was kind of blue, you know. He was kind of blue. More like Dracula in '84. Yeah. And this is what he looks like now. Oh, look at this. The Doom Vault. Hall of the Lich King, 1st edition, was hard module, says Ken. Yes. Great books as well. Ravenloft was great. I've been trying to get the Ravenloft books, you know, from Amazon, but they are not. They appear to be out of print, so I think I'm going to have to get them from eBay or something like that. Volo's Guide to Monsters. This is the alternative cover, it's not the one I have, you know. If a mind flayer eats the brain of someone high on drugs, does the mind flayer also get a high? Possibly. Possibly. Ken Halfoken says, sorry, second edition. Oh. They are hard to find. Yes, yes. Oh, look at this. A mimic. I like mimics. Gelatinous cube. Let me just show you. You see? Gelatinous cube. Sea of Swords. The Sword Coast. You see? These are the Forgotten Realms. You got Baldur's Gate over here. You got Waterdeep over here. You got Neverwinter over here. And on the top, on the other side of the spine of the world, you got Icewind Dale. This is the main setting for the campaigns right now. Yeah? Got some maps over here. This is Ravenloft. This is Castle Ravenloft, you see? The Rooms of Weeping. But this appears to be like what it looked like on the original, module. And Joe Fan says, did you ever see the stats they had for Cthulhu? I saw the stats for Cthulhu in the Call of Cthulhu, books, which we're going to do like another of these sessions to go through my collection. Peggy Bradford says, no, that cube killed me plenty of times. Yes. What do we have here? Waterdeep. The Demon Web. What the hell is the Demon Web? Oh, this is good. Mind Flayer Colony. Tomb of Horrors. Nice. This appears to be like some random artwork. No, the starter set. The starter set. I got it. It was an old book called Deities and Demigods. No, I've never seen that one. This is a Tiamat. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mimics are fun, says Joe. You can feed them a fireball, and then you get to hear your companions come up with creative expletives. Yes. They go like, what the? Tabletop everywhere. Xanatar's Guide to Everything. Cover art. I think this is the alternate cover art. Some minis, This is from Mordekaiden. Cauldron of Things. I don't know. And that's it. Acknowledgements. Get a picture. The authors. See how that red dragon is in the middle? They are the top dragons, yes. And the picture of Tiamat we were looking at. And we got like the index, And that's it, This was Art of Arcana, a visual history of Dungeons and Dragons. I really recommend you go and you get this book. I'm looking at the Amazon page. It is $27.49. This same book we were just like looking at for the last hour and a half, So, I don't know, incredible price if you ask me, incredible price. Okay, says, thank you, JC, enjoyed seeing this book. Yes. Kano says, I wonder how many generations D&D will persist for in our instant gratification culture. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think for a few, if you ask me. But this is good stuff. The good stuff. Okay, so yeah, that was a cool stream. And like I said, this setup I have now working will allow me to like review these things. And I'm thinking we're going to do another one for maybe Call of Cthulhu or the Alien TTRPGs, which I have the things, or Cyberpunk Red. You know, I got a lot of stuff, so we can check all of the lore. I also have the Weyland-Yutani report for Alien, which we're going to look. In fact, you know what? We're going to do that. The next of these ones we're going to do is going to be based on Alien. The Weyland-Yutani report and the Alien, you know, like role-playing set. We're going to check that, you know. So, yep. I think we're going to leave this stream here. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.